doing the technical part on the back end of this can hear you, so make sure your microphone does go on. And when you come up to the desk, also make sure that that microphone is on and that you identify yourself.
It should
And
show
I-
green. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It should show green on the base. If it's on.
Cool.
Okay.
And
Oh,
again, if everybody would rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd appreciate it. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome again to the Planning Board workshop tonight. Please be aware of the fire exits. They are to my right or your left. In the case of an emergency, do not use the elevator. Please take the stairs and head out to the parking lot. Any public comment for anything that is going on tonight will occur in 2 weeks from now at that meeting, and the public should feel free to share any of their comments with us via the email, and that would be at planningboard@arundecoit.gov, or you can hand deliver them to the Planning and Zoning Department. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. It's a workshop, so it's sort of casual. I know some of you have been here before. All of us have been here before. So, Michelle, I guess we're ready for the first case, which is going to be a sketch plan tonight.
Correct. It's for Sketch Plan Conference, case number PB 2026-03-01. Request by BME Associates, acting as agent for Streamline Real Estate Acquisitions LLC for Sketch Plan Conference regarding the proposed development of a plus or minus 2,385 square foot restaurant with pickup window on premises 525 Titus Avenue in the C Business District.
Great.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Peter Vars with BME Associates. We're the civil site engineer for the applicant. Our offices are located at 800 Parker Hill Drive in Rochester. As Michelle mentioned, we are here this evening on behalf of the applicant, which is Streamline Real Estate Acquisitions. And we're here this evening to review with the board a proposal that they have to develop or construct a fast casual restaurant on an out parcel at Irondequoit Plaza, which is located at the southwest corner of Titus Avenue and Hudson Avenue. It's a 20.8 acre parcel, and that owner has proceeded to subdivide out two out parcels along Hudson Avenue. Lot 1 was 0.48 acres, and that now is being developed as a Citizens Bank. Our applicant is looking at acquiring Lot 2, which would be 0.62 acres. And that is located on this map, as you see here. Along the bottom is Hudson Avenue. Along this side is Titus. The Plaza building itself, we have the two frontage lots there, and the one outlined in red is Lot 2 of the subdivision that our applicant is proposing to develop. The proposal is for a Chipotle restaurant, which is a fast casual restaurant. It is their prototype that has a pickup window, but not a drive-through. In other words, there is no ordering kiosk. There's no ability to order the food at that drive-up lane. What it is for, it's for app-based purchases where people purchase their food on their phones or on an app, and then they're notified that it's ready. So it's basically a mobile pickup window only. So there's no outside microphones or speaker systems. It literally is as appointment pickup of the food produced. The proposal for the Chipotle restaurant is a permitted use. The property is Zone C commercial, and that is and the restaurant is a permitted use. We will redevelop the current area, which is all existing parking lot of Irondequoit Plaza. The building itself will be a single-story building, approximately 2,385 square feet in size. The layout's been prepared to be compliant with the code in the fact that the lot does exceed the minimum lot size of 20,000 square feet. The lot width is 204 feet along, as measured along Hudson Avenue, exceeding the required 100-foot width. The code sets a maximum building lot coverage of 33%. This proposed 2,300 square foot building represents 8.7% of the lot total. And the code sets a maximum impervious cover in the district at 80% of the lot area. What we're proposing here is a 63% impervious cover, which is actually a reduction in impervious cover of that 0.62 acres that exists today. Due to the lot configuration, though, and the creation of these lots, there are two variances that are required. The first is for lot depth. The code requires a minimum lot depth of 200 feet. These lots are at 134 feet. The plaza owner last Monday on the 2nd of March did obtain a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals to allow the 134-foot lot depths that were established for lots 1 and 2. And I believe Michelle did provide those in your packages for this evening. The variance we will need to apply for if we proceed is for a front setback. The required front setback in the district is 80 feet, and the rear setback is 80 feet. So that's 90 or 160 feet. The lot depth itself only being at 134 feet. Obviously, there's no relief in there for a building envelope. So we have prepared the layout as was shown on our concept plan that was submitted to you, and we would be requesting an area variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals for relief on the front setback. The proposed restaurant will have 42 seats in the interior, and as such, we will be required to go to the town board to obtain a special use permit, as the indoor seating will be greater than 30 seats. So that would be an application we'll be making also. There is an outdoor patio proposed with this Chipotle restaurant. It will have seating for 16 to 18 people. Thus, will be required to obtain a determination from the Director of Development to allow the outdoor seating. And since it's less than 20 seats, that is a decision he can render if he sees fit. So we'll be requesting that from the Director of Development. Per code, the parking required for this restaurant would be 24 spaces based on 1 space per 100 square feet. On site, we are providing 17 spaces, including 2 ADA compliant spaces. The property will be the beneficiary of a reciprocal parking agreement that's going to be put in place for the entire plaza for all 3 lots. So in other words, it's a shared parking agreement. As noted in the previous subdivision work with the plaza owner, they'll be responsible for showing that the overall parking on the plaza is still met, considering we've added a bank use and now we'll be adding a proposed restaurant use. The lot is served by public water, sewer that is available on the site within the plaza, and it will also use the plaza's storm sewer system. And again, with the reduction in impervious cover, we'll be able to comply with the necessary regulations. One of the key things is if you're familiar with that property, is I'll call it the quality and the maturity of the landscaping as you come into that access drive off of Hudson. It lines up with the signalized intersection with the Aldi driveway. You're very familiar with the maturity and the quality. All of that is intended to stay. It's on the lot 2, but we do not intend disturbing it. If anything, we're going to expand that green space to the north and actually increase that green space at that entryway. So with that, what we're here this evening as a sketch plan review workshop is we'd like to solicit input from the board of any questions or concerns, because it would be our intent to move forward with formal site plan applications, variance applications, and special use permit applications.
Thank you for that overview. Can you just tell me how this site works?
In the site plan layout?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a customer, tell me how it's going to work.
Okay, so, here we go. First of all, everything is interior circulation. There are no new proposed curb cuts to Hudson Avenue or Titus. Everything to access this restaurant will be from interior in the plaza. Primarily, the primary access would be off the existing driveway that is signalized off Hudson Avenue. That creates that fourth leg with the access to Aldi's on the east side. Coming in, you would then hit the outer ring road, the existing outer ring road of the plaza itself, and there would then be 2 points of access into the commercial pad site, such that cars entering in at the southernmost would have the option of entering the drive-through pickup lane to pick up their orders, or they can take the first left and utilize the parking field there to, if they want to go into the store, whether it's to dine in, order and pick up in, whatever they wish. And then the exit for the pickup lane comes up around the north and comes back out to the ring road. Both access points to the ring road are 24 feet wide. There will be two-way traffic. We did attend the PRC meeting a few weeks ago. We did review these with the fire chief, fire marshal, and he was good with these widths, and obviously he'll see it at the formal site plan. But we did go over that layout for access. We've done the turning template analysis also to make sure trucks can circulate through there. As I mentioned, the patio is proposed at the north end of the building. And then, as I mentioned, on the south end, we'll expand that existing green space to the north. And given there is obviously at that current intersection, there is a robust pedestrian there's the crosswalks are there, they're signalized, there's a strong pedestrian presence there. We will do a direct connection from that pedestrian intersection, pedestrian sidewalks, into the site so that pedestrians can walk directly to the restaurant without having to go up into the plaza and back out. Anything else on site layout or how it works?
So I see, I'm going to refer you to the east portion of the building. Mm-hmm. There's a drive lane there that you have marked at 12 feet.
Yes.
Right beyond that would be the reciprocal of the 27 feet that you have. What is that?
Let me see. Oh, the 27 feet? The 27-foot dimension that's the setback measurement off of the right-of-way.
What is in that area?
Oh, okay. This area here would be become I'll call it tree lawn area between, there's the existing sidewalk along Hudson Avenue. So that would then become landscaped area.
So you guys are going to landscape that, and then beyond that is the public sidewalk?
Correct, because we'll landscape it knowing that the pickup lane is there. It's current asphalt parking lot now of the existing plaza, but we'll use that green space there to plant trees to help break up the massing of the building, even though it's only single story, but it's more because of the presence of the pickup lane in that area.
And what's going to divide that area from the drive lane?
This area here as a physical
curb, a wall, a
yeah,
fence,
typically yes, they do.
An old man standing there with the sign. What are
No,
you doing?
they will. No, it'll likely be a curb pickup lane. Because again, given that it's appointment driven, we don't have the typical issue of needing a bailout lane or anything like that, because there is not an ordering activity taking place here.
All right.
I don't. So we get a text message, your order's ready,
Yep.
and I drive it. Is this being used anywhere?
Yes, it's actually Chipotle has implemented this. This process came out of COVID. There is one, the closest one that I know of around here is at Bay and Empire. It's in the town of Penfield. Everybody thinks it's Webster, but it's right at that, it'd be the southwest corner there. This is actually the same prototype, same concept.
No bailout lane, no.
No.
Get out of the way, no pull up and park here. I just anticipate, I pull up, I don't realize there's no order. I go to the window, I put in my order.
So they won't take the order at the window.
Right.
You would be directed to drive around and park, and then walk in and order.
And then, I mean, it's just the staging. You know, you got 5 to 6 easy cars there, if not more.
Right.
And now we're getting back staged up with delays, potentially impacting that parking entrance as well.
So what we'll do is when we come in for the site plan application, we'll provide with the application that operational type information, because it is very well managed.
It's the education
Yep.
of it more
Sure,
than anything. To
we
the
can
public.
provide that information.
In the curbing brought up, that curb to the east would probably have to be a little more substantial than just a 4-inch curb.
Right, what we'll do is that the note I've jotted down, we'll provide with the site plan application a detailed landscaping site plan
Yeah.
of how we want to treat that area. And that's why this is important, to understand the concerns you have so that we make sure we address those. Because obviously, right, it's got to be a way where a car is thinking, well, I can hop this curb and go around.
That, the trees, and just
Yep.
the traffic coming the other way.
Yeah.
And Pete, kind of adding on to that, regarding the tree lawn area, maybe look at some decorative fencing between the pavement and the right-of-way area, just to break up the massing of the drive-through.
Sure. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, John. Yeah.
And
I
maybe-
I think Duncan already has some.
Similar.
Yeah, you can look at like
Decorative.
a 4-inch, or 4 foot, like black
Wrought
aluminum,
iron.
black vinyl
4
aluminum
inch,
type
yeah.
thing, and whether you even do some stone pillars or something to break it up too.
Yeah, maybe even include that too around like the perimeter of your outdoor patio area, just
That,
to
we definitely would do
segregate
that because we do that to protect patrons from rogue cars. Yep.
And then just a couple other items real quick, Peter. For the area where the drive-through goes back into what we'll call the parking area almost, tags it out, maybe add in a stop bar and some do not enter signage there for traffic
Sure.
coming in off that internal ring road.
Yep.
And, looking at just a street view, at least 2 of the trees along the Hudson Ave frontage, looks like they've seen better days, so, try to incorporate those in kind
Okay.
replacements. And then just one final item, and then I'll be done. In the zoning board minutes, it references a reciprocal parking easement. You might want to look at vehicle access too, because you don't have direct access out to Hudson. You got to utilize that
Right.
internal road.
Yes, obviously, yeah, it's got to be a parking and access agreement, correct.
How does this location compare size-wise to East Ridge? Is it?
This is larger.
Is it?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yeah. So
I don't want to believe
is there any way to show, I know the bank is under construction, but can we show, the approved plan anyway? What's,
Yeah.
how
Yes, we
that-
can.
How those 2 entrances there are going to work together? Because from what I remember, that drive-through is really close there.
Okay.
So just how those 2 properties kind of work together.
Yes, we can do that.
We also like to have a bike rack.
Yep.
Another thing we like is the crosswalk across the drive lane there. Mm-hmm. We usually ask for that to be like different
Concrete,
textured something.
colored.
Yep. And then the dumpster enclosure. The materials show us what that's going to be made of.
Yep.
I mean, it says CMU, but how it's going to look.
Yep.
And I think one other thing that's going to be important is the elevations, obviously, of the building, especially up against Hudson.
Okay.
Because showing this one elevation here, I'm going to guess that it's going to be mirrored from what is shown, right, with the glass kind of on the inside of the property, and almost like I'm I'm imagining just like a blank wall there.
Which you don't want.
We don't.
Right, right. We would provide four-sided architectural elevations, but we understand the fact that even though the front of the building's to the interior, it has a front to Hudson Avenue,
Yes.
without a
That's
doubt.
what people are going to see.
Yep.
Dan, I think I missed the one. What was, I got bike rack, building elevations, and I missed,
The crosswalk.
Yep.
Crosswalk.
Yeah, in the dumpster.
So talk to me about this lawn area. What is that? What do you have envisioned there?
In any of these areas, or?
No, where it says, where it's called out on, I'm looking at 302201.
So
At the north part of your property, it says lawn area.
Oh, yeah, so that's what that's intended. That's existing parking lot today of the plaza, which is on Lot 2. Our intent is just to remove that asphalt and just reclaim it with lawn area.
Are you going to just do lawn, or are you going to do landscaping?
Oh,
What
we'll
you
do
doing?
landscaping. You know, as a concept plan, this was kind of just to show the intent of the layout, but the site plan application would include a complete landscape and lighting plan also.
And what's blocking Lot 2 from Lot 3? Or do I have cross-access?
We are not going to connect them internally between the bank and here, because that's being provided by the outer ring road here. But as Dan mentioned, we'll make sure we input that site plan to make sure that we can show how those access drives are going to relate to each other.
So are you talking about landscaping that area that?
Yes, yes, we would landscape the north, what would be our north lot line, yes.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Does anybody else have anything, any thoughtful direction that we can give this applicant before he comes back and?
Signage. Is there going to be any kind of pylon, or not pylon, but
Right.
mount,
No,
monument sign?
they would not have, their lease with the plaza does not allow them to have their own, whether it's pedestal, monument, or pylon sign.
So just building mounted.
Correct.
Is that going to be part of this
Yes,
application?
the formal site plan application would include the sign information, sign package, yes.
Anybody else have anything? Well, I appreciate you coming in, Peter.
Yes, thank you for your time.
I look forward to seeing you back.
Yep.
On the zoning variance that you got, the parcel cannot result in insufficient parking. Who's going to be responsible for that answer? Is that you, or is it the plaza?
I believe we will address that because of the need to satisfy that requirement to this board for the fact we are not providing 24 spaces on our lot, that we are utilizing the reciprocal parking agreement to satisfy that, and thus it's our responsibility to show that the plaza itself remains in compliance with that.
Cool. I just wanted to make
Yep.
sure who's responsible. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm ready anytime you are, Michelle.
I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about.
Next case is case number PB 2025.11.01. Request by Land Tech Surveying and Planning, acting as agent for Eagle Ridge Properties LLC for subdivision and preliminary final site plan approval regarding the proposed construction of two three-story apartment buildings totaling 93 units to also include a maintenance shop, rental office, and mailroom with site-related improvements on 1720, 1732, 1750, 1776 Hudson Avenue in the R5 Residential District.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Sharaba with Land Tech, representing the application this evening. With me tonight is Bill DeShano from the Cabot Group that is managing the project. Also Nate Rozzi, who is the project architect, and Tucker Velpeck from Land Tech, who is the project engineer. I know the board has seen this several times due to the fact that it's gone through rezoning, and we were here back in November for concept to show you the plan in a little more detail. Since that time, we went to the Zoning Board of Appeals and received our area variances, and we got that back on December 1st. Since that time, we've been working diligently on the plan set, and we submitted in February the current plans that you have before you. Going through those iterations that we did back in the concept phase, a lot of questions are asked of the building layout and design, so Nate will be able to speak in detail of that. But the plan has generally changed very little from our conceptual plan. We have two buildings close to the right-of-way. We are 20 foot off the right-of-way, as we stated before, and we received the variance for that. Building 1 is the western lot that borders Hudson Avenue that's got 51 units. The building is 69 feet wide and about 230 or 330 feet long. Building 2 borders the private drive, 69 feet wide and about 276 feet long. Parking meets all the requirements. We are showing 129 spots. We did receive a variance for parking as well. We're deficient of code related to that. The only major change going from conceptual to engineering plans was our storm design. The board may remember along Hudson Avenue, south of the first building, we had this green stormwater pond. I think it's still shown on the plan. Based on the grading and the topo that we did, there's about 6 foot of grade change. So it's higher on the south side and it slopes to the north and drops about 6 feet. So water doesn't go uphill, so we're in a bad spot to put our stormwater management pond on the high side. So solving that problem and trying to adhere to the stormwater management requirements of the DEC, we are doing underground storage. So we have a series of 36-inch perforated pipes that are going to be under the parking lot that are going to do our stormwater quality and volume, which will be submitted to Labella for their review and consistent with other projects we've done where you don't have adequate areas for above ground retention. That is really the only change. We provided a landscape plan. I see on the plan that you guys have that for some reason the quantities were left off on that. And we also left off something on purpose, the landscaping along Hudson Avenue. And if you look at the work that Nate did in order to meet your requirements of the building facade, we kind of left that kind of loose on as far as trees. If you want to hide this building or look at this beautiful building. So I'd like to get your input regarding landscaping. Other than that, we are working on the lighting plan right now with a consultant, so we can show the light contours on a future plan. We're going to try to do everything internally lit. We don't want to light up Hudson Avenue, so it's going to be very residential in nature along Hudson Avenue. We're proposing 3 poles in the parking lot and shield everything else. Important to remember at the board that our clients own Eagle Ridge Circle, so they own all the property to the east, and this is a private road, and we're not impacting the county road at all. If you remember, we're removing 3 curb cuts and coming off the private roadway. Sanitary sewer, we're connecting, the buildings are connected independently. One sanitary tap is on Hudson Avenue, the other one is at the northeast corner of Building 2. We are tapping 1 water main tap, that'll be on the north side of Building 2, and coming into the building, there'll be 1 backflow preventer, and then this building parcels will be served by 1 water tap. As the public notice states, we are combining these parcels as part of this request, so we're going to go from 4 lots to 1 and file a new subdivision map. So I know I went kind of quickly over all this stuff, but I know that you've probably seen it so many times. And I was very happy that it remained consistent with what we showed you before.
John, can you give me some examples of where you've used this underground storage recently in Arundecoit?
In Arundecoit, I'm trying to think where we have any examples of that.
Because when you said that we've used it before, I don't recall.
Well, When I say
being
I've used
part.
it, other parts of the county where it's typical. Usually it's mostly commercial applications, like gas stations that go on a corner where you still disturb over an acre and you have to have some stormwater management. I'm trying to think in town. I don't have any examples in the town of Roanoke that we've personally done. But I could show you other examples, other places. But it's doing the same thing. It's basically a pond, but underground. And you're bringing the water in, you're slowing it down, but it's all underground. And why you don't see a lot of it is it's on the expensive side. So it's a lot easier to store water and a lot more volume of water in a pond horizontally than in a linear pipe. So your costs do go up. The one benefit we have is we have sandy soils in this location, and we're actually, part of our final design elements, we're doing soil water testing at the elevation of those pipes within a couple weeks here to further analyze.
So how far down is it?
They're gonna
Is
be
it
about
6
4 feet down.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they want a minimum of 2 to 3 foot of cover over those pipes.
And if you hadn't put in all this hydrology stuff in the back, I probably wouldn't have been more concerned.
Yeah,
but
you
I
don't
was
want to read
like,
that stuff.
He wouldn't have put it in here if it weren't important. So
Right.
I better read it.
Yeah, so that's our little engineer report showing what our goals are, and that report will turn into a stormwater SWIP. That'll be something that we'll do to meet the DEC guidelines, and we'll do weekly inspections as this goes into construction and things such as that.
All right. Who wants to chop at the bit first?
I'll start it off.
Yeah, and just treat this casually, folks. We don't need to call on anybody, just.
So, John, in terms of your question about like the landscaping along the Hudson Ave frontage, it's just me personally. I'm thinking more just decorative trees. I don't think we have to go heavy. And what's got just my personal opinion on anything too much on the ground. But if you did a row of, just going through your landscaping plan, whether red oak or some of the other native species that you have, might want to make sure they're salt tolerant because you're that close to the sidewalk. But
Yeah.
I think just like a row of street trees you would see in a subdivision almost.
Yeah.
Just
I was
that's me
thinking-
personally.
Right, because we're only at about 20-foot separation in there between
Yeah.
the sidewalk and that, so I think the smaller maples would work good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you a chance to work with the Conservation Board, and Nicole is here representing them tonight. It is also going to provide some shade for those units, too, so you may want to think about not running the air conditioner all the time, and
Right.
in 10 years from now, having more
Yeah.
mature trees.
I don't know if they'll ever get to that 40-foot height, maybe, but they could.
John, 93 units is the proposal,
Correct.
all one bedroom?
No, there's a mix.
So what is our bedroom count roughly?
I would have to refer to Nate on that, if I can, I'll have to look for that
Why don't we
information is.
Whoever else wants to participate, why don't you come up
Anybody
with it?
named Nate is more than welcome to join this.
Yeah, why don't we?
Well, give him a
if
minute
you
to get some research to this while I talk.
If you guys don't mind, I mean, this is pretty much
Yeah.
an informal,
Yeah, while he's looking
Deal.
into his file, if you want any other
Yeah,
questions.
so then we're making a one-way in, one-way out here pretty much out of Eagle Ridge Circle.
Yeah, we're not designated as that.
No,
They
but-
both function as both in and out on each end, and then we do have that third one on the south
branch.
end of building 2.
It's, I'm just looking at the volume of new vehicle traffic, okay? If we're looking at 150 potential bedrooms, 150 cars.
Yep.
No lights, there's no stoplights. Has that even been looked at, any kind of potential?
So, not personally, we did submit to Monroe County DRC, and Monroe County DOT does look at that.
Yeah.
We have not been asked to put a traffic study or a
Okay.
trip generation letter together for them. I know they were ecstatic about the removal of the driveways
Yeah.
on Hudson,
Yeah.
but they didn't wave any flags to us
Sure.
of a traffic problem.
It just seems, it's gonna be quite an addition to traffic. It has to be, with just the dense volume of people. Rooftop units on HVAC
Yes,
for both buildings?
both buildings.
And you said a single water service to both?
Yeah, so in commercial applications, we're going to come into the building with like a 4-inch.
Yep.
And there's a big backflow.
Sure.
and
So
check
each
valve.
individual backflow?
Yep,
Combination sprinkler?
correct.
Okay.
And then from there, it's going to travel to the other building.
Yep.
So it'll be 1 meter at that
Sure.
first access.
Sure, okay.
John, since you mentioned backflow, would that be interior to the building, or would that be something outside?
Interior,
Okay.
there may be, and I gotta look at the plan, an exterior door to access that, but there's
Okay.
could be a mechanical room.
Okay, I would say if it was exterior, just to try to dress it up,
Yeah,
if the health
hot box.
department or the water authority lets you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid the hot box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, is there a basement on these?
No,
So no storage units, anything available for just interior to their space? That's it?
Correct.
Okay.
That's across the street.
Well, I mean, there might be a new one on the north end of the DPW too. We never know.
yeah, we have that little maintenance area,
Yeah.
we have a mail room.
Sure.
I think there's gonna be like a place for FedEx to drop packages and things there for distribution.
Your current parapet, we're saying 38.4,
That's,
and that's encompassing of those rooftops?
yes. And I think if we looked at before, like, you know, that the height of the building at that 38 feet, that angle, just to be able to see them, I don't think
Yeah.
you'll ever see them.
No, I don't anticipate it.
Yeah.
That's up there.
For the sidewalks, can we look at connecting them all? You know, the sidewalk kind of around Building 2, both ends kind of end to nowhere.
Yeah, we actually, I think we
like-
changed that on the newer plan.
Yeah. Cross, I mean, you got to cross both of those entrances there, but you're going to want the access to the road.
So you're saying up in, right, you want a new sidewalk here?
Yeah, yep, and crosswalks.
We talked internally about, you know, we had it shown in this area before, but I get your point, we could have that connection between that, through that island.
Yeah, and again, on the south side too, you got 3 sidewalks there. The one coming straight down from Building 2, the one coming off of the road, and another one from the existing building up to the, yeah. Yeah, there's just, it's not really dumping them, you know, leading somebody anywhere,
Right.
except into the parking lot.
Yeah, we're really trying to get them from the parking lot into the building.
Yeah.
We intended to get them anywhere. It is kind of a dead spot on the south end of the building too. You know, 'cause right now the sidewalk, we have coming off of Hudson into here, along here. But, yeah, I don't know how to better do that other than putting them into the parking lot.
I mean, they're gonna have to go through the parking lot, but at least, again, maybe sidewalk in the island.
So you
On
want.
the south side
you
of
want
the-
them to take the sidewalk to here, through the island? I don't know if you
Uh,
got, I'm describing
yeah,
it. I can look into that.
Yeah,
Is it a?
it's kind of a funny spot there.
Yeah.
You know, you're dumping people right into the parking, and then there's nowhere to go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, John, you can run right through the parking lot and then hook it up with your access for your ADA spaces right there.
What do you think, John?
So where it ends, just go due west,
Yep.
and then once you get into that other island there, you can almost do a walk that goes right to your access ramps for your ADA.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe shift the ADA spaces up one.
Yeah,
So you're saying like this, John, come through here, and then drop down?
No, I'd go
that or
straight.
45 it right off the island going southwest,
Okay.
or something to that effect.
As long as you guys are comfortable with giving up those green space in those islands, because that's what we're gonna kind of do with that. And I'm
It's
not
not the
married either way.
greatest green space.
Yeah.
You know, 9 feet doesn't grow much.
Right. Yeah, we can look into that for you.
Anybody else?
Would you like me to have Nate come up and speak about the buildings for a few minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. I think anybody who would like to give us additional information.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Nate Rossi from Rossi Architects. So in answer to the question about number of units, we have 42 one-bedroom units, 5 one-bedroom plus den, and 46 two-bedroom units, which yields about a total of 139 bedrooms. We're still refining the unit count on the inside, but that's fairly close. We may gain an additional one bedroom in that mix. So up here we have renderings. You've seen many of these before. Down here, preliminary change comment we received at the last meeting was the long leg of the building that's on Hudson and how to break that up. So the previous rendering is here. And we got feedback that the way we broke up the inside of the buildings with the taller EFIS tower was liked, and if we could employ that type of approach on the Hudson Ave side. So you'll see that updated rendering here where we've added EFIS tower at the corner and then broken up the long leg with a larger EFIS band in the middle. We still maintain some of the mansard roof projected elements, so it's not just that, so it's kind of layering of the breakup of that building, but that massing with the stone and the blue EFIS helps to break the building up into multiple segments as well. Also, just as a refresh from previous, to help with the scale of the building, we do have the third floor of the building that's kind of in the roof line, so to speak. So we have that mansard roof, but behind that is fully, occupied floor area. Just from the outside helps bring the scale of the building down one story more than it really is. There is not. Yeah, the entrances to the building will be. That's where their cars will be. Yeah, there are, as John presented, there are sidewalks that connect to the sidewalks of the street for those people who may want to walk, and they can get inside the complex very easily from the public sidewalk, but. Sure. Yeah, I mean, there are sliding glass doors to some of the units that are on that side that do have openings towards the street, but the intent would not be to, invite the public up so close adjacent to those units.
It does help, it does call for openings out onto the street, right? I mean, you read that part of it.
Yes, yeah, which we've done from the units. Yep. Just not public access to common areas, lobby spaces, gyms, leasing.
Alan, can you turn your mic on, please?
I am sorry.
Thank you.
I'd rather lecture others and not do it myself. I don't know. Does anybody else have any feeling? Am I just like dead on this? I mean, even the ESL building, they did not have an entrance, but I can tell you when you drive by there, that looks like an entrance. Is there any chance you can do something that looks like an entrance?
Well, I think the risk and the balance we've tried to strike here is in trying to provide these elements that break up the massing of the building while not conveying an entrance, right? You don't want to confuse people by providing something that causes them to go there when it isn't actually an entrance. So we've
So
tried.
is it all apartments against that
all
side?
apartments against that side?
All right.
There's no common section.
Yeah, the lobby and common
Is there
area
any
spaces
common
there.
space for the tenants to use? Aside
There's a,
from the one
in
little
the-
lawn
in the-
area you guys are putting in? on
In the
south?
building that's furthest from Hudson is a leasing office, a workout space, and a maintenance garage.
And what is that going to look like? Is that going to look exactly like the rest of the building on the
Yes.
outside?
Yep.
Okay.
With the exception, there's an overhead door on the, let's see, it would be on the south side of Building 2. There's an overhead door for the maintenance vehicle.
Is that on one of these drawings?
Yes, it is.
I see it. It's on A202. Is that just to take in and out supplies, or are you going to store vehicles in there?
They do have like a small UTV that they use for groundskeeping and stuff like that, so they would potentially have that stored in there, but also supplies as well.
Okay.
Was there any thought to, these look like a mirror image, perfect almost, aesthetically. Any thought of diversifying the colors so that the buildings don't look exactly alike, just for ease of, when you arrive as a guest, and, what kind of signage, building 1, building 2, is that going to remain, or is it going to be addressed in a different way, segregating the different parcels per se? We had this over at the new Wambach property with 3 of them, and they did a great job of almost color coding the buildings slightly different, and it really broke it up. It made it look a little more inviting per se than just typical.
Yeah, we can look at that and talk to that owner about that to see if they'd like to use
Even
color as
staggering.
like a wayfinding.
Yeah, so they weren't exactly typical.
Yeah.
In the back part of the property, or the east part, is there a way for the kids to get over to Brookview? I'm assuming that's the elementary school they're going to go to.
So, there's not. Nope.
So they're going to go down Hudson?
So this loop is just a continuous loop, private drive. There's no access in
Okay.
or out.
All right. What's going on with refuge on this property?
Excuse me.
Garbage pickup.
I thought you said refuge.
You can't,
Sorry, it's on.
I know it's on, but you need to talk into it.
All right.
Please.
So yeah, we have 2 dumpsters proposed along the south property line. The tenants will have personal totes that they'll be responsible to bring there. Then we have a private hauler that would come in. As you guys know, most of the garbage trucks now are front-loaded. They would come in one of these entrances, hit the dumpsters, and then pull out.
Okay. So the folks at the north end are going to carry their trash down? The folks on the north end are going to carry their,
That's correct. I mean, unless you see something plausible to
well,
relocate.
I see a big spot on the north end of Building 2 that there's nothing really up there.
Right in here?
Yep.
I mean, we're open
Have
to that.
one and one.
Yeah. So the problem with that is how do we articulate a garbage truck coming in there with a sidewalk conflict? It looks more room than it really is, in my opinion.
Fairly prominent location.
Yeah.
as well.
Just circling back to Alan's comment regarding the Hudson Ave building elevation and trying to give the appearance of it, looking like an entrance. One thought, looking at that rendering that you have there of the interior, it looks like you have like that decorative roof, on the upper part of the first floor level. I'm wondering maybe duplicating that on the Hudson Ave side, just to kind of give that appearance there, kind of dead center, where you have that like prominent area.
Even if it's on one of the ends,
So in
or on both of the ends.
So in this center one, we do, and actually all of them, we do have this band that does run along to help break that up. If I'm talking, we just did not bring the stone all the way up to the second story. Are you saying that you want the second story, or did you want an extra overhang that?
Overhang.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar than what you have on that one down there.
So this
Yep.
piece here.
Yeah, just something just to break it up and, you know, it gives that appearance that Alan was looking for of an entrance, but it's not, though.
And it doesn't have to be a true overhang. It can be, you know, 1.5 feet out. So it's giving that appearance.
I'm sorry. Here we go.
I mean, I know that was one of my original comments was the wall on Hudson Avenue. And anything we can do to break it up, John, I mean, that,
Yeah,
and I know that you can do it with landscaping by getting a lot more robust about that.
well, I've been listening to your conversation about the access, and I know you brought it up before, and I did have a moment to talk quickly with Bill, and he has, his clients are the people that own this property and have owned it for over 50 years. They're familiar with the neighborhood, and one of the reasons why they don't want to have a Hudson Avenue access is kind of, there's also a security element where they can have, you know.
I'm not
other-
saying a physical
So, yeah,
access.
I'm just going down that path, but going down, so that's just why we're kind of pushing hard not to have that. But if to have some kind of symbolic center entrance, I think if you give me a crack with landscaping and maybe show just a row, I just don't want to have anyone driving towards it. I mean, but if I could maybe hook some landscaping and give some kind of feel that that's a center and work with Nate on that and give us an opportunity to come
Yeah,
back
I
with
think
something.
that you need to think about walking down Hudson Avenue, heading north toward Titus, and what that's going to feel like to you. Is that just going to feel like a wall, or is it going to feel like an inviting residential area?
I think that the trees that, you know, we show in the rendering help a lot with that scale, right? I mean, I think, John, to your point of the rhythm of that, the trees going along there, I think that helps with the scale. I think it also helps break up the front of the building. You know, we can look at maybe adding a little eyebrow-ish type roof, but again, I would reiterate that if it is not an entrance and you are making it look like an entrance, you are doing exactly what our client does not want, which is to invite people to walk up
Well,
to
we did the
somebody's.
same thing for ESL. They did not want an entrance on the front. They have something that looks like an entrance. It's not. I'm not asking for an entrance. What I'm asking for is something that looks more residential than a wall, right?
Yeah, I guess, you know, having a fake entrance on a business where someone might walk up to it as opposed to somebody's bedroom window is a little bit different.
I don't think I'm asking for that, and I think you know what we're asking for, so I'm not sure that it's that hard. I mean, they were able to do it over at Ellen's Place. They were able to do it at ASL. I mean,
So fake entrance, got it.
no, it doesn't have to be a fake entrance. It looks more residential, is what I'm asking. All right?
Can you, I'm sorry, can you just describe a little bit more about what you mean by more residential,
I like John's idea of putting the eyebrow over the windows.
the roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, something
Eyebrow.
that just, so it breaks it up a little bit. Because they're going to walk by a lot of ephes or vinyl or whatever you're going to be cladding the side of the building with, right? 300 feet of that. Right? How many football fields is that?
One. Yeah.
There you
It's a little
go.
bit shorter than this building.
But you know what I mean? You're going to walk a football field. So it should be interesting to the folks on Hudson Avenue also, not only when you're driving by, but when you're walking by. So you feel like this is someplace where somebody is.
Yep. No, agree. Appreciate all the comments. I think we've done a pretty good job of addressing.
No, I think you have too. I think we're down to the point where the blue tape goes up on the wall. So,
Any other?
anybody else have anything? All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Appreciate your input. Thank you very much.
Does anybody else have anything for tonight? No?
No,
Then I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. And again, anybody who's viewing today, make sure you get comments on any of the projects that are coming forward back to staff so we can incorporate them into our final decision.